Hello and welcome to this lesson on how to play the tune of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is a very old Christmas song written by Johnny Marks, and it's a really nice tune to play on the ukulele. I'm tending to play lots of things in the key of C because I like using this high open G string. I'm also featuring a new method of picking the strings in today's lesson, so that might be quite interesting for you. So the first line, it's all open strings apart from one note. So you've got open G, open A, open G, open E, 3A, that's the third fret of the A string, open A, open G. Now the way I'm picking this is I'm using my thumb to pick the G and the C strings, that's the two strings nearest the ceiling. I'm using my index finger to pick the second string up from the floor, which is E, and I'm using my second finger to pick the first string up from the floor, which is A. So if you like, going from the ceiling to the floor, it's thumb, thumb, 1, 2. So obviously when you pluck the two strings nearest the ceiling with your thumb, you're pushing down on the string. When you're plucking with fingers 1 and 2 on the E string and the A string, you're pulling upwards like that. And still hold the uke in the normal way. So that first bit, so the G string is plucked with the thumb, the A string is plucked with the second finger, G with the thumb, E string with the first finger, the third fret of the A string, plucking the A string again, so that's second finger, open A, second finger, open G, thumb. See? And I think you get a nicer sound than you do with the plectrum. On the next bit, loads of open strings, bit of a conversation between the open G and the open A. See? G, A, G, A, G, then third fret of the A, second fret of the A. And you can use your third finger behind the third fret of the A string and your second finger behind the second fret of the A string. Okay, and now, and if you ever saw it, you've got this. Right, you end up using all 4 strings in this line, so it's a good line to practice. So 1E means first fret, E string. E string is the second string up from the floor. You pluck that string with your index finger, play the open G, come back to the first fret of the E string. For the first time we play the C string. This is second fret of the C string, and you'll play that one with the thumb as well, pluck that with the thumb. And then your next note is 2A. Well, you might as well just make this little chord shape up, which is actually a G7 chord, isn't it? So you might as well just use your third finger behind the second fret of the A and leave fingers 1 and 2 where they are. First finger was behind the first fret of the E and the second finger was behind the second fret of the C string. See? So you've got, see? So you're gradually building up that G7 chord as you go. You then let the A string go open and then you play the open G. So you then have, okay? And you would even say it glows, that's all open strings. G, A, G, A, G, A, E. Okay? All of the other reindeer is the same as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Used to laugh and call him names is the same as had a very shiny nose. They never let poor Rudolph is the same as and if you ever saw it. So you've got, that's where we're building up that G7 chord. And join in any reindeer games. Right, join in any rain, that's G, A, G, A, G, all open strings, and then you've got 5th fret of the A, 3rd fret of the A, and I would use my third finger behind the 5th fret and my first finger behind the 3rd fret. So that's the whole of the first section. Let's just play it through slowly. So this next section starts with this line that goes, then one foggy Christmas Eve. So it's nowhere near as fast. Lots of open strings. A, open, 3rd fret of the A, open A, open G, open E, open G, and then Santa came to say, again very, very straight, not fast at all, 1E, open A, open G, 1E again, open E. Now I really like this next line. Okay, so Rudolph with your nose so bright, 2C, 2nd fret of the C string, pluck the string with your thumb, go to the open E, then open G, and then open A. You get rather nice, like that. And when it goes to nose so bright, I mean you could use your 3rd finger, you could go like that, or you could bring your 2nd finger over, like this. Whatever you like, and then won't you guide my sleigh tonight? And again, you can keep that pretty straight. Or you could do it like that. You can make the 2C on the end come a bit quicker. We call that syncopated. The notes: 3A, 3A, 2A, OA, open G, 1E, and 2C. So let's do that middle section. That Then One Foggy Christmas Eve. And then you got Then How the Reindeer Loved Him, which is the same as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. As They Shouted Out with Glee is the same as Had a Very Shiny Nose. So you've got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is the same as And If You Ever Saw It. That's the line where we build up that G7 shape, G7 chord. And then on the end, that's the same as Join in Any Reindeer Games. You'll go down in history, and you've got the 5A and the 3A on the end. Now if you want to end the song, you could slow that down. You'll go down in history, and you could play that kind of half time. So that's a really nice tune to play, a lovely Christmas tune, and that new method of picking you might enjoy. If you find it too weird, use your thumb for everything or use a plectrum, but I'm beginning to really enjoy using my thumb on the 2 strings nearest the ceiling, finger 1 on the E string, finger 2 on the A string. I'm finding that's a really good way of picking the strings, especially if you've got a tune that's fairly quick. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that.